That was weird. Everybody's eating.
Yum. Yeah, we're all eating. It's going to be one of those videos tonight. Wait. It's going to be one of those videos tonight.
Gosh.
The Jared special.
Cheers.
Hey, Jaden James. Ben Coombs. Ben, that was you that sent me that link? I didn't know, like I said, when you guys text, that phone number in the description, unless you say who you are, I don't know who it is. So anyway, hey, this is Johnny Beane, and we're live. It's 5:11 p.m. out here in California, January 10th, 2018. 7/8 is here, enjoying his Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Yeah, and this actually is Dunkin' Donuts coffee tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, one shot of mocha, one shot of that new buttery toffee nut something, and then one shot of vanilla bean coolada, one cream, and cold brew. And then a little bit of espresso. So I'm going to be wired.
Hey, Broken Chains. Yeah, and of course, the one and only David Nesdahl.
Hi, everyone. How's everyone in Chatland?
Chatlandville.
Chatland. Yep.
Oh, I just thought of something that I can't say, and I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Oh, man. Well, you can always text. Connor Johnson, 5150. Hey, man. Welcome back.
Hey, Jaden James. Hey, Broken Chains.
Hey, Jeannie.
Hey, Liquid Charlie.
Hey, yes. Charlie, man.
Charlie, great picture of you and that white Wolfgang, or the ivory Wolfgang, the one that Gerd lent you. I love that guitar. It's one of my favorite ones.
With the black binding?
No.
Oh, okay.
The Snow White.
No, not the Snow White. It's a 2009.
Oh, the US.
USA. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. Yes, Liquid Charlie. Yes.
Hey, Richard Nesdahl.
Be seeing you at the NAMM show, Charlie. I'll be there. When we were playing at the Boss booth, I'll definitely be there. Hey, Richard Nesdahl. Hey, man.
Hey, Dad, you want some of my sandwich?
Gosh. So strange.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. I feel like Jared minus the pedophilia.
Yeah. Oh, dude, come on. Already.
Isn't it funny whenever it comes out that somebody like that's happened with somebody, the next time you see a picture of them, you're like, oh yeah, I totally see it now.
Oh my goodness. All veggies?
Well, he likes pets. Yes, there's steak in here, and the rest is all veggies. No kidding. It's minus the tomato because I can't have tomato.
Well, I was bad today. I stopped by a Taco Bell.
Yes.
Had the bean burrito and the dollar stacker, whatever that is. Whatever their new thing is. I shouldn't have done it, but I did it. So now I've got the acid reflux like you wouldn't believe.
You still haven't had the smothered shredded chicken burrito? Come on.
No.
God.
No, I shouldn't even be eating there.
Yeah, you should.
No, I went and got 2 of those ramens, the ramens that I like, and I was going to have one of those, but I had to eat something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So what's the latest, Jay? Can you talk about your
Yeah, well, I want to thank everybody from yesterday that was commenting on the guitar that I got on eBay, and I'll go grab it right now.
Yeah, Jay and I we were up. We should have gone live. You guys would have got a bonus like 2 hours yesterday if Jay and I would have actually been on. We were in just a call, just the 2 of us, talking about that guitar and doing some research and stuff. And
Yeah, Inspector Beane and
Just
Detective Hannon. So if anybody was watching yesterday or watched the video, I unboxed this Japanese hardtail Wolfgang. It's supposed to be a stealth, but for some reason the finish is buffed out and all scratches through it. And also there was some tape over the serial number, which I found weird. So last night, after doing some digging online, I pulled it back. If I can get it back off now, that'd be nice. Check out the serial number. Somebody's gonna, there we go. See that, how it's
WG1111 blah 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 blah.
yeah, the chip bag. Hang on.
So there you go. Oh, I see that. That looks great. So there's that, right? And then on the back, which I didn't notice at first. Come on, you bun of a stitch.
Almost there. A little closer. Almost. Everybody, put on your fake glasses.
The ones from They Live. Can you see it? It's almost focusing on it. Anyway, it says used. It's basically burnt in like they do with the serial number.
Like a cowpoke thing.
Yeah, like exactly. We'll try to get that. So basically it was a refurb and the guy sold it as used in excellent condition. Now, the guitar feels good and everything, but I didn't get what I paid for. So after going back and forth, so look at the finish on the back. That's the stealth matte finish, and the front is definitely polished out and buffed out. You can totally see the scratch marks, right? The grooves.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just look in between everything.
It's very groovy.
Like it's very the haze.
Yep. So anyway, I told him about it last night, sent them the pictures of obviously that and everything else. And after going back and forth about 5 or 6 times today, I'm getting a full refund and he's paying for the shipping back. So I'm happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep. At first he was like basically saying, you know, you can send it back to me, but you're paying the shipping. And I was like, you violated you know, eBay policy. You're selling something as used and it's refurbished, and that you can't do that. So I guess he kind of wised up and, you know, and said, all right, forget it. I'll just take it back. So yep. So I'm gonna box it up tomorrow, send it back to him. Such a shame.
I thought you meant that you were getting a refund and you were keeping the guitar as well. That's
no,
what I
wouldn't. I would not do that. No.
I thought he was like, forget it. You can have it, and here's your money.
Oh no.
That's why I'm like, wait a minute. Does he have anything? Does he have anything else for?
But I learned a valuable lesson. And anybody out there that's buying one of these guitars or any guitar for that matter, because
anything.
Anything. The guy that listed it only had 3 pictures, right? He had a picture of this guitar sitting in the case from kind of, you know, not too close up, so I couldn't really see the finish too well. He had a picture of the back of the headstock, but it was kind of far away, and you could not see the used, and you could not see the serial number. So from now on, when you're buying a guitar or anything, and they don't have enough pictures and you want to see certain things, ask for more pictures, especially serial numbers and that type of stuff. So I learned a valuable lesson, and I'm just happy it's going to work out okay.
So did you get that on eBay or refurb?
I got it on eBay. Yeah, R2, R3. Yeah, all the peanuts too. They're going back in the box. It took me about 15 minutes to get them all back in there last night.
You should put, like, you know, cheese on the peanuts. This way you can have, you know.
I should put dog poo in the bag.
You can't do that.
No, I wouldn't do anything like that. No. So.
Oh.
So, but it is a shame, you know. Anyway.
Podcast.
Right.
I'm totally backed up on those.
EchoCast.
Yeah. I'm not echoing, just you.
Am I?
Oh no, I am.
Yes, you are.
I think it's Jay.
It's Jay again.
Why is it me again?
Because you're goodbye. Take you and your refurb guitar and get out of here.
It's funny how he looks at the camera and then like disappears.
like in Get Smart at the end, goes down the elevator.
Yes.
And there he is.
Or he wiggles his nose and then vanishes.
This might cause the house to blow down if I wiggle this. I'm talking about my nose, by the way. Yeah, the guy said that he bought it from Guitar Center, and he had no idea.
Please, yeah. Guitar Center.
Yeah. Yep. Am I echoing again, or is that somebody else?
Now it's Dave.
What? What?
Test for Echo. Great album.
Man, well that's too bad, but yeah, that's the thing though, man, is if you buy anything online, especially if it's something like that and it's a little bit of money, you want to get as much information as you can.
Well, it's just about being honest too. I mean,
yeah,
whenever I've sold anything on eBay, I've always put extra pictures and close-ups on any little thing that I noticed that somebody might point out, because you don't want to get into that situation where they're like, hey, what's this? I want some money back, so annoying. And when Johnny and I were doing all that stuff last night, we saw a company that was selling one of the guitars with that used sticker and the chopped out serial number. And what the quote is, it says, "This instrument is stamped used on the back of the headstock and given a new serial number by the manufacturer / authorized refurbisher. Why? It was deemed to have a cosmetic imperfection or to need a repair." And that's the quote from, I don't know if that's an official quote of what they do, but, so keep a lookout for that stuff. And if anybody has a Japanese Wolfgang they want to get rid of, or just the neck, you let me know.
Yeah, just make sure you fog it up a little first.
You did say fog, right?
I think so. I'm a little foggy myself, man. Yeah, we were on for like 2 hours or 3 hours, something crazy.
I think it was 3 hours, dude.
I mean, when we said, our final good nights, you're like, it's 5 o'clock or something. Yeah. And I'm like, we should have aired this live. It would have been extra bonus. But we were, I said a few bad words, and you can't have that.
A few, huh?
So.
And you were sipping. You were sipping on a little bit of Grandpa's old cough medicine.
Well, I got to stay strong for the NAMM show.
Yeah.
Stay strong, Johnny. Stay strong.
Yeah. Yes.
Real quick, Bozique says, I don't get what's wrong with it being a refurb. If the neck had stainless frets that Jay wanted, why not keep it? Because the price I paid for it, that price is not a refurb price. Like, you know what I mean?
And here's the other thing. He wants to resell the guitar with the other neck on it. And with that body looking the way it is, no one's going to buy it like that. Not for the money he wants. Not for the money he wants to get for it.
Yeah, I mean, if I could have spent a couple extra $100 and got basically a brand new, not a brand new, but you know what I mean, like a new one with a Floyd on it for a couple $100 more bucks. So,
or for that price, for the price you paid, you should have gotten one with no problems. Even used, it should have had no issues.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, if it was a lot cheaper than that, then and I knew what I was getting, that's a different story. Then I'd be fine. But for that price, no.
Yeah. Hey, Nick Thompson, Guitar Channel. Thank you very much. He says, "Yo, Johnny, there's a box of Yorkshire tea and guitar strings on the way."
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you very much, man. Can always use tea and can always use guitar strings. Oh, hey now, Jim. Is it Nicholas? Johnny. Yes, I have, and I can't read that. I can't read that on here, but yes, I've seen that, and it's a big no-no. So yes,
I could always use cannolis.
Kenobis,
Obi-Wan cannolis.
Kenobis.
Man,
That's what he calls dollars. Dave, you're a Star Wars fan. What do they call money? What's the currency called in Star Wars language?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
it's not credits, is it?
I don't remember either.
Cupids?
Republic credits.
Well,
Republic credits.
Did you see Johnny when me and Johnny were talking about your communicator today? I said maybe his communicator, what did I say, takes dilithium crystals or something like that, and it ran out?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't take dilithium crystals. The phaser takes a dilithium crystal,
Okay.
but this does not.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Bozique, Imperial credits. Another one. Oh yeah, Mike says portions. Oh yeah. I will give you half a portion for this, or whatever that guy was saying.
Half a foot long.
Yeah, that guy offered you half a portion back for that guitar, and you're like,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Yeah, he tried to have me pay shipping back to him, and I was like, "What? No." Have you guys purchased guitars or any musical stuff on eBay before?
Oh yeah, yes, all the time.
Sure.
Because Guitar Samurai asks if that's a typical buying experience on eBay or Reverb.
I mean, there's been times where I've bought a lot of stuff on eBay. I've sold a lot of stuff, and there's been times I've gotten stuff and it wasn't in the condition that it said it was. A lot of times, and I've complained. You know, like you buy like a this is back in the days of CDs. What? I'd buy a CD, and the picture would look brand new, just a stock photo, right? You get it, it's all scratched up, case is broken, you know, bad. But as far as guitar stuff, I've been very lucky about all the guitars I've bought online, and since I can fix and repair my own guitars, you know, even like I was telling Jay, even with his guitar, if I had gotten that, you know, I wouldn't have been so. I mean, if it was just something I was just getting, the top, like I kept telling him yesterday, I'm like, it really wouldn't bother me, you know.
If you paid the price that you thought, that's the thing. Like we talked about that last night. I mean, the price I paid was for a used in excellent condition Wolfgang, not a refurb. You know, so that's the difference.
Yeah. So I would have been upset, but not as, I don't know. I mean, it's you know, I guess it whatever, but yeah, as far as guitars and stuff, I'm able to fix, you know, things. If I get something and it's a little wonky, as Unkert would say, you know I can twist a knob or whatever, and it's not such a big deal. But in your case, there's a little more. There's a little more. Am I echoing?
No,
it was a little weird.
Yeah,
and I'm hopped up, man. I'm drinking my tea and
cough medicine.
Taco Bell, man. Cough medicine. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So Dave, what about you? What about mine guitars and stuff?
I've had I haven't had any bad experiences. I've had pretty good experiences buying guitars on eBay and Reverb. But I can see how it would be easy to have a bad experience, you know. And there's really nothing you can do to prevent it from happening, you know. Hopefully the guy that's doing the wrong is human enough to take things back.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just a shame. It really is.
Jim Nicholas is asking us, are the eBay seller ratings worthless?
This guy had 100% rating. You
And
know?
remember, I was looking last night. I was looking through all his previous transactions, and I saw that he buys a lot of stuff. It looked like he bought like a lot of guitar parts and stuff. And I'm like, there's no way this guy, sold you that guitar. No, he knew.
Exactly.
He knew what he was selling.
Exactly.
He knew it.
Yeah, he got caught.
Mhm.
You know, plain and simple. He can deny it. All he wants, but at least he's taking the guitar back, and he's taking it at full refund.
Yep.
So he's not so bad.
And he's basically out.
He knows he got caught. He knows he got caught. He's got no legs to stand on.
Yep. That's what I explained to him in one of the emails or messages. I said, you listed it as a used, excellent condition, and it's a refurb. You can't do that. I'm just glad I have you guys in my corner, because you've taught me a lot about this stuff.
Yeah. It's always good to hear. It's always it's cool to get to hear stories how people have learned stuff about guitars and whatever Dave and I or whatever we yap about. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody quit calling me. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Yes.
Huh? Should we be hearing that?
Credit card number coming out.
What was I gonna? Man, a lot of comments, you guys.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at them too. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah. And again, any questions, like if you really want us to see your comment, mention one of our names in your comment, and for us it'll turn orange, and we'll be able to see it easier.
Dave, Mexican Wolfgang or EVH 5150?
I answered him. I said both.
Oh, okay. Both. Oh, I see it. You did answer him.
What was the question? Just
Mike as himself just said, which one, and I said both. Mike, if it's a question of either one or the other, I'd go for the Wolfgang because it has an extra pickup in it. It does more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can play it. You can gig with it and not people won't yell, "Hey, play Eruption" nonstop. And that's hey Dan, got to watch for jerk buyers. That too on eBay. If you're a seller, some people complain no matter what.
Yes.
Yeah, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. And the cool thing about like what we do, sitting here, is it makes the world. I'm gonna get a little sappy. It makes the world a little smaller. Like everybody almost, not that they know each other, but word gets around very quickly. If somebody's ripping somebody off, everybody learns about it. Everybody knows who the bad guys are. And the other way too. Everybody knows who's actually honest.
And that's a good thing.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So a quick shout out to Van Halen, yesterday being the anniversary of the 1984 record.
Yeah, we got done yesterday, and I'm like, you guys, we forgot to even talk about that. But
go away.
So somebody actually, is it on Wikipedia?
Oh.
Somebody pointed out that the '84 album actually came out New Year's December 31st, '83.
That's what I thought.
Was it on a Tuesday?
Does Siri know?
I'm going to look it up right now.
I mean, that's what I always heard, as a kid, and I was around then. But you always see the posters saying, New Year's Eve, 1983.
Yeah, it says right here on Wikipedia, January 9th.
Well, I mean, maybe like there was a single released on New Year's Eve. Maybe I don't know. Somebody knows.
Yeah. Let's go into the calendar and see what fell on a Tuesday, like Dave said. Where's my calendar?
It's probably under my calendar.
Mhm.
I think that's probably my favorite sounding Van Halen record.
Uh-huh.
It's like a mix between the raw and polished sounds. It's like the perfect mix.
Mhm.
Not overly processed, but everything's clear. Yeah, so.
Wow, we got 71 viewers.
Whoa.
22 thumbs ups. Thank you guys. Leave a thumbs up if you dig this stuff. Subscribe to the channel if it's your first time here. We like to talk about guitars, music, a lot of Van Halen. So if you like Van Halen,
Star Trek communicators.
wow, that's Dave's segment.
Yes, Ben Coombe says the copyright for 1984 is 1983.
Mhm.
Well, that makes sense because if it came out in 84 and they were recording it in 83, chances are they copyrighted songs in 83.
But usually, yeah, but usually it's the, I don't know. I guess that's when it's that close to a new year. I don't know.
Yeah. The date on the 84 album is definitely it's 1983. I mean, that's something I noticed as a kid. You know.
Well, it's
back
probably
then-
when they printed it. It has to be when they printed it. I'm assuming.
Mhm.
You know, so they definitely printed it in 83.
Yeah, but there's definitely there was posters. There was promotional material that did say New Year's. You know, New Year's Eve 83.
Do you think some of the bigger stores maybe had an early release? But back then, I don't think they did that type of stuff. You know,
I mean,
when Pearl Jam Versus came out, or was it Vitology? They released the vinyl edition like 2 weeks earlier than the cassette and the CD. You know, I don't know if they did anything like that back then. You all right, Johnny?
Yeah, I know you didn't hear that, did you?
You gonna throw up?
It's that shredded chicken quesadilla or whatever it is.
Phew.
I call them quenchadillas, is what I call them.
Yeah.
No, it was something that, I mean, I'd always heard, you know, the legend was the album was released at midnight. New Year's Eve, you know, 83 at once it hit 84, the album was for sale. That's what I had always heard.
Me too.
I don't know. Maybe a single was released. Maybe to radio. Maybe what was the first single for was it Jump?
Yeah.
Maybe Jump was released at that time.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Broken Chain CDs did exist in 84.
82 is when they first came out, right?
Maybe. The first time I ever saw a CD was in, I want to say 86. That's the first time I saw one. But yeah.
Connor Johnson asks Dave, the screw bolt on the back of on the 5150 on the top horn goes on the back of the guitar, correct? Yes, it does. But when Eddie first had that guitar, before the numbers 5150 was on it, it was on the end of the guitar, not the back. It broke off in the end of the guitar, and that's why he put one in the back.
Did you like that picture I sent you earlier, Dave?
Yeah, I was,
Have you seen that one?
No, you one-upped me. I was like, oh, I'm going to get Johnny with this great photo. And then 2 minutes later, he's got an even better one.
The same.
Probably from the same show.
Yeah.
and it's like a better photo. I'm like, oh, you suck. He's got me again.
I know. I mean,
and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. This is a picture that I'm sure he doesn't have, and he comes back with a picture like, oh yeah,
this is a picture.
Yeah, doll.
There's the picture I sent him right there. Right there. And what makes these pictures cool is he's playing the 84 guitar without the 84 stickers on it.
Yeah, that's from the first show of the
that's what's cool.
From the beginning of the tour. Yeah.
And it's an early show because he's wearing that leather vest. That's something he wore early on in that tour.
I remember when there was a radio station in Illinois when 1984 was coming out, and it was the first time they played Hot for Teacher, and it was one of those things like, you know, you call up and it's like a hot or not type of thing. I forget what they actually called it, but they're like, oh, you know, we're going to play a new Van Halen single. Call up and let us know if it's hot or not or whatever it was.
Do that again. You got to do that again.
Oh, you turned into a robot. You like slowed down. You're like single. You're like when the robot runs out of juice.
Robotic. Turned into a robot single.
I can't do it on call. Funny. It just has to come out.
God.
Huh? So the hot or not?
Yeah, it was one of those things.
And they give and you call in and you vote.
I did, yeah, but we didn't call in. But I remember remember we were talking last night about music, and you know, you always knew where you were, like the first time you heard this, and it just brings back memories and music, all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things. I remember being in the kitchen and that song came on the radio with a little boom box on top of the refrigerator, and it was like hot or not, new Van Halen. You let us know, and they played it, and of course, you know, overwhelmingly it was hot.
It was not a knot.
The kitchen got hotter.
Mm-hmm. Zach Moon says, Dave, what strap did Eddie use with the 5150? Looks like he made it from a black top. It's just a leather strap that he rigged up so that the dog clasp will fit on it. Just a regular leather strap. We've all seen it. And he used that with that guitar pretty much the whole time that guitar was in use.
Mm-hmm. While it was his main guitar.
While it was his main guitar, that strap stayed on that guitar the whole time.
During the 80s. And there's some pictures of it, of him playing the guitar with the strap reversed.
Yeah, with it backwards.
Where it's real thin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Blackie DH wants to know why I'm on the hunt for a Japanese Wolfgang. Because I prefer the vintage stainless frets.
Be right back.
Yep.
Got it?
I prefer the vintage stainless frets on the because the USA one has the vintage stainless, and I like how that feels over the nickel silver jumbos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to find a USA neck for sale by itself.
No.
Anywhere.
You might, but if you do, it's going to be an arm and a leg. It'll be as much as that guitar.
It'll be 2 arms and 2 legs. It'll be the whole middle section is what it'll be. But no, there's a lot of companies where they part out a lot of those guitars, and every once in a while you run across the Japanese ones or the Chinese ones. You know, I mean, this guitar right here, this is a Japanese body and a Chinese neck,
and some EVH strings.
The drool is like, with you guys.
Zach Moon said, get a refret. Yeah, I know that's an option too, but
hey, Jared. Happy Wolfgang Wednesday, Jared.
Yo.
Yeah, that's something Alex said as well. He said that you should just refret the neck that you have on the guitar where you want the stainless neck, but that would probably cost more than, I mean, it would cost a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Danny Alexander says, "Hey Dave, what do you know about the Cortez J6000 acoustic guitar?" Nothing. Sorry, I don't.
The Dan Cortez.
Dan Cortez?
Yeah, remember him?
Is that the guy from
Awards?
MTV?
Yeah.
Was that Dan Cortez?
Dan Cortez.
Like the guy with the muscles, right? Always tan with the.
Yeah. Yep.
Ozik says, "Check your text message, Johnny."
I see that. Let me see. Dan Cortez. Is that you?
Jeannie will be pumped if it is.
I mean, you never know. Pauly Shore could be in one of these. Like, hey guys,
Man.
Or who's that one guy? Who's the guy with the red hair?
Carrot Top.
Yahoo Serious? Remember
Oh, I remember him.
that guy?
Yep.
Yahoo Serious.
Ugh.
Showman, it was a Wolfgang special made in Japan stealth hardtail. That's what I got. And that's what's going back. So if I were to get it refretted, I mean, nobody around me is going to know how to do that. And I don't know if I trust anybody around me to do it. But would I have to, I can't just send somebody the neck, right? Or can I?
I wouldn't.
No. If you want it to be, the perfect setup and everything, you want everything to totally even out. You want them to have the entire guitar.
Yeah, so it's basically an extra $100, just in shipping alone, added on top of the refret, because I'd have to ship it out. I'm just gonna wait.
There's always a guitar around the corner, dude.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not the most patient man in the world, and I'm sure everybody that knows me will tell you that, but I'm gonna have to be in this case.
I don't think you'll have to be all that patient. Just check Reverb and eBay every day. New stuff pops up every day. Every day.
Dave knows. He's checking the stuff, at midnight.
Do the HP2s have stainless?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, somebody was asking me, is there going to be any new EVH gear stuff at the NAMM show? Yes, there will be. There's already stuff that's out there that's on their website. Like new colors, new Wolfgang special and standard colors. Zach Moon, did you guys know that Eddie used a Kramer Tour backup for recording the song Donut City? I can't recall which one though, Zach says.
How do you know that, Zach?
Zach, I had always thought that the main guitar on Donut City was maybe like a silver tone or like a baritone. Because you listen to the main riff and it's
you know what? It may be the baritone, the Ripley, the striped Ripley, the baritone one. Could be that guitar.
The one with the 24 fret neck?
24 fret, yeah, rosewood neck. Yeah. That's a tour backup. He used that on 5150, even though that soundtrack was before then.
He had it on you see it in his stable of guitars.
Zach Moon says it's the Ripley. There it is.
Would that headstock have been or like the decal of the Kramer logo? Would that have been around back then? Or that could have been slapped on later. It could have been repainted.
No, it was on there. It was on there.
There's a cool question right here from Mike Busey. What song threw you for the biggest curveball when Van Halen released their first single?
What?
Huh? What?
I'm just, released the first. Maybe he means from an album, like when they released the first song from an album. Maybe that's what he means.
And like which one got our attention?
Well, curveball, like, wow, I wasn't. I'm assuming he means like I wasn't expecting that, or this is kind of weird. He says, "Don't tell me what love can do."
Oh, I thought that one was great.
I
heard
thought it was a great song.
I can tell you exactly where I was the first time I heard that. I was in the car.
Me too.
I was in the car driving down Martin Luther King Jr. Way in Berkeley, California. And actually my dad picked me up. And we're driving home. It's 6, 7 o'clock at night or whatever. And you turn on the radio and it's like mid-song. It's probably like guitar solo to Out or whatever, or not even that. Maybe it's after the guitar solo, and I heard it, and I'm like, what gave it away that it was Van Halen immediately to me?
Sammy's voice
was Michael Anthony's voice. Was Michael's background vocal is what instantly when I heard it, I'm like, that's Van Halen. And then of course, yeah, Sammy's voice and the whole. Everything, but that was probably the first thing I heard was like a chorus, and hearing Mike's voice.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Or my mom was driving me to school when that song was on the radio for the first time. New single from Van Halen, and I just remember hearing Sammy's voice when it first came in, when the chorus hit, and it felt a little strange the first time I heard it. But I still love it. But you could tell that album, it's a little darker as far as you could tell there was some stuff going on. I'll just leave it like that. When you hear Sammy explain how the recording process went and everything. But yeah, that was kind of a weird song. Nice and heavy.
I mean, it was never weird to me. Nothing on that record to me was weird. But it was definitely, I mean, it was the era of, I mean, grunge was still huge.
Yeah.
Like Dave and I sitting here in our grunge, outfits. So you can tell there's a little bit of that on there, Well, plus the look at all the promotional photos from that tour. Or I mean that album, even the back, the back or the insert of them all sitting on the ground, it's all a very, very grunge, grunge look. The entire thing about it.
But that's one thing I give them credit for, and I know basically that's kind of the last Van Halen album for a lot of people, myself included. But it was still Van Halen. There were a lot of bands during that era that completely changed and tried to have that certain grunge, like Queensryche, for instance, right? I don't know if you guys are Queensryche fans, but I loved Queensryche. And then when the whole grunge era hit, the album Here and the Now Frontier came out, and they recorded it at Pearl Jam's bass player's studio, and it was just completely stripped, all dry, and they were obviously trying to fit into that raw grunge sound, to change with the times. And I don't like that,
Yeah, I didn't hear about them, but I heard about other albums, other bands that came out, that like hair bands, let's say, that came out, around that time, and they had their look, everything was total, like they were a grunge band now,
Yeah.
And Van Halen the look, they kind of had that look, but musically they were still Van Halen. There wasn't anything really. Well, I mean, maybe that riff a little bit, the "Don't Tell Me" riff. It was kind of had a grunge thing going on, but like a Neil Young, Actually, I'm thinking he actually came up with that riff after they did the Right Here, Right Now. They would close with Neil Young.
Rockin' in a Free World.
Yeah.
They played that when I saw them in '93.
Yes. They would close with that, and listen to the way Eddie plays it. It's almost the "Don't Tell Me" main riff. The way he's like the dun, the way he's doing it, and that's grunge. They call Neil Young the godfather of grunge.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, yeah.
Dutchy 5150, I do like A Different Kind of Truth, but it's just after 95, after Balance came out, I mean, you know, they have the Van Halen 3. So to me, that's when it kind of was over. But I do like A Different Kind of Truth.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was never the case for me. We know a lot of guys who say, "Oh, after 0812, you know." Well, of course, there's a whole, you know, there's on Facebook, you know, after 1984, forget it, you know.
Yeah.
But we actually know a lot of guys where they're like, "Oh, the last album I got was this one. It was because of this I stopped." You know, to me, it wasn't the same. To me, it was always Van Halen. Anything that came out, it was always the same reaction, like, "Oh, this is great! I can't believe it."
Same with me.
With Van Halen
Absolutely.
3. You know, even that.
Yep. I still think that record's great.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a hardcore, you know, fan, if you're a hardcore, you know, Eddie fan of his guitar playing, his guitar sound, his, you know, the stuff, you know, he's always doing something different. And Van Halen 3 is a perfect example of that. And it really is like an Eddie Van Halen solo record. If there was no singing on it, it would have been like when people say, "Hey, Eddie, where's your solo album?" That's, you know, of course you have to have, you know, in commercial music, a lot of times you have to have, like, you know, a singer, you have to have vocals. But, you know, I think that really was like an Eddie solo record, even though he says they all are, which they all are really. But as far as the styles and the sounds on that album, the stuff that people thought was kind of, you know, a little different.
Right.
You know.
Bob Miller says, Dave Nesdall and gents, is the locking nut on an original PV Wolfgang an R2? And will an original Floyd Rose drop right in as a replacement? Is it a worthy upgrade? Well, a Floyd Rose will fit on a PV Wolfgang, and yes, it's an R2, but I'm not sure if you can put a Floyd Rose nut on a PV Wolfgang, because I don't know if the top mounting screws are the same width. I'm not sure. Most Floyd Rose nuts are bottom mounting nuts. The ones that are top mounting, I'm not sure if the screws are in the same spot as they are on the PV Wolfgang ones.
Well, you actually did that.
But I put bottom mounting. I had cut through the neck, so
you had it professionally redone.
Yeah. And I never had it. I never changed the nut to a top mounting nut. You know, I had it redone where it was mounted from the bottom.
Is it a worthy upgrade?
I think the PV Wolfgang Floyd Rose is a great bridge. I really do. It's super similar to the one that Adam Reaver sells at FU-Tone. It's just a good Floyd. Yes, did I have one changed? I did, only to make my Green Wolfgang an exact replica of Eddie's Green Wolfgang that he busted in 2004. At that point, he had a real Floyd on his. So I put a real Floyd on mine. But that's the only reason I did it. If I didn't actually see him do it on his, I would have left mine the PV.
Podcast.
Actually, the only reason I even know that is because I played that guitar last year. I played Eddie's guitar. It was rebuilt and sold, and before it got sold, I got to play it.
You can say that?
I can say that.
But that's it.
I can also show pictures, but I'm not going to do that.
Hef. What's up,
Hey,
man?
Hef. What's that?
Huh?
I didn't hear what you said.
What? I said Hef. Hey, Hef. How's the mansion?
Yeah. Are you wearing your smoking jacket? always wish I was cool enough to walk around like that, man.
Zach Moon says, Dave, do you know what type of striped green teardrop shaped guitar Eddie had but never seen him play? I think it was a Vox teardrop.
It's a is it called a teardrop, or is it called?
Well,
is it
I'm not
called,
sure.
is
I'm
it
not
called
sure if it's called a teardrop, but it's a Vox
Phantom.
guitar.
Phantom.
Yeah.
Is it a Phantom? Yeah, the green one with the stripes.
Mm-hmm.
What I heard was somebody threw that on stage at a show one time, I believe.
Hmm.
Let me look that up. Is it a Phantom? I want to say it's called a Phantom, but teardrop, yeah.
I mean, the only reason I know of it as a teardrop is because that's what I've always heard it called, was teardrop, because it looks like a teardrop.
Is it an Echo? And I'm not saying Echo. There's Echo guitars.
I think it's a Vox.
I used to be around all those guitars all the time years ago, and it's been a long time, but I used to know a lot about the Silvertones and all that stuff.
Hey, Matthew Stewart.
Yeah, Jared,
Dave 66 says it's a Vox.
There you go.
Let's see. A Vox. Yeah, there's a Vox. Okay, here's the one I'm thinking of. Why am I?
Mike Turner asks, Dave, which EVH 50 watt head do you like? The EL34 or the, well, I'm guessing it's the 6L6.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I own a 6L6. I haven't played the 50 watt EL34, but I do love EL34 amps. And I mean, I've owned the 6L6 for a few years now.
Okay, here's a Phantom. This is why I'm calling it. That's why I'm saying Phantom. But yeah, it could be either. But
that looks pretty close.
Yeah. And for everybody, I'll show you guys the picture of what we're talking about.
Hef asks, Dave, are there any pictures of EVH with a PV Wolfgang with a neck through Floyd neck? I don't know. Ask Johnny. I think Johnny has more photos and knows about more photos than I do. But I wouldn't be surprised if Eddie had a neck through Wolfgang with a Floyd on it.
I'm sorry. I can't even think what you're saying right now, but because I'm trying. Okay, here's the guitar that we were just talking about. Right there.
Yeah, it's got humbuckers in it.
Right there. You ever seen that, Jay?
No, I have not. That's ugly as sin.
Yeah, supposedly, I think somebody threw that up on stage, and he kept it. Oh, it looks like a DiMarzio in the neck.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Yeah. Looks like that's it.
Let me see. Let me get a better.
While you're looking, Charlie S says, Dave, what's the difference between an EL84 and EL34 sound? EL84s are going to be more of a Vox amp type sound. Usually they're 30 watts if you have two EL84s. EL34 is going to be more of the Marshall sound in general. Two EL34s would be about 50 watts, anywhere between 40 and 50 watts, depending on the transformer. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it.
This guitar, I mean, it's a green guitar and it has white tape all over it. It looks like there's no bridge.
Guy is cruising.
Huh? Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to mentally take notes, and I'm just.
There's no bridge on this guitar. There's no strings on it. But of course, this picture was taken back in I believe like 1992, possibly, maybe.
Yeah, somebody came up with an idea about stump the Dave. We should have
That's easy to
Stump the Dave
do.
show. Have like one question each show.
Dave the Stump.
Oh man.
Oh, and here's the other guitar we were talking about. Actually, this one doesn't even have a logo on the headstock. Okay. Okay. Hey, who was talking about this guitar? The striped one right there between the telly and the next to the what do you call it?
Right. Zach
What?
Moon was talking about that guitar.
Yeah, the 24 fret striped Kramer there.
Yeah, it's a baritone.
Has the Ripley headstock, Ripley logo. And I believe Steve Ripley owns that guitar.
Believe it or not.
What else? There's some cool guitars here that we've never... Look, there's one here. It looks like it has a silhouette neck on it. If you really look at these... The one with the blue pickup, which I would assume is a blue DiMarzio.
That's a Music Man.
Look at that. Is it a silhouette guitar?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the headstock is definitely a silhouette.
Yeah.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nervous.
I've seen that guitar. Yeah.
Nobody text me, okay? You always got to be careful. Show me. Look how blurry I am. Always be careful. And then I like that one. Although I'm nervous showing all this stuff. Cool stuff.
Yeah, Pris, who knows when Wolfgang's album's coming out? Hopefully soon. But you know, we've only heard what, a 12-second or 16-second clip of the whole thing. So
Man, there's a lot of guitars. Very cool. Johnny, why am I nervous, Frank? Because when you're showing your phone on a live feed to 60 people, there you go, 62. You know, there's times where you get a text or something, you get an alert, and it pops down, and everybody sees it. You know.
yeah, I turned that off. So like Dave, you tried to get me last week when I was showing my phone, but I turned off. Like I don't, you know, if something pops up, it just says, you know, who texted you. It doesn't show the message.
Something pops up. If something pops up, I just smile.
Yeah.
Kenny Dave, yeah, I think we all heard the Starfleet record.
Oh man, I have it. I've got a few of them on vinyl. I had Starfleet on CD, actual you know CD. Back in like '92, Brian May actually released some European singles for whatever his latest album was at the time, and the extra tracks on that release is the Starfleet album on CD for the first time probably ever, like an actual pressing of the actual album.
Mm-hmm. Bob Miller, I answered your question, buddy. Did you leave for a second? I just did a whole segment on it.
Huh? Well, you know, even though we're looking at the chat box and everything, some people like our video, like the video portion of this, isn't always totally live for everybody. you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you can pause the video and the chat still goes, but the video stops. Which I should probably do here. I should pause it.
Hey, Harry Evans. Harry Evans.
Harry.
One more time. Thank you
Happy-
so much. Thank you so much for the honey and for the tools and for the candy, the chocolate. Thank you so much. I wanted to make sure you heard it on our video, but thank you so much.
Yeah, Harry, and thank you for the honey and the tea, but also congratulations to Harry. He just got the 5150 Stripe Series guitar.
Oh yeah,
You posted the picture of that. Yeah, congrats, man.
I reposted the picture for him all over all of our. I still have to tweet it out, but it's over there on the EVH Gear Live Instagram, the EVH Gear Live Facebook. And Harry, what's the story with the case? People were asking if the guitar came with a case.
Should it come with a case? I don't think it comes with a case.
It does not. Also, Dave, Brian Bosom with the Universe.
Yes.
He's taking lessons now with the guitarist from All That Remains. And he had his tech set up the guitar and he fixed it.
Oh, okay, great.
So he said it's all good. It plays like a champ.
Great. So
he said to say hi. He's texting me right now. So he said to send my best to the boys.
Awesome.
So.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah.
But well, we'll talk about that after.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right on. Right, Howie? Hef, everybody keeps asking us that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it. We can't talk about it. But yeah, we saw it.
Huh?
Howie cast. Howie's here, everybody. Look at this. Right? Oh,
what's everybody thinking my Yamaha amp with the 5150 stickers?
Where can we get one of those? Where can we get one? Oh my God! It says, did Eddie Van Halen jizz on that?
Oh, God.
Yes, he did.
Is that the new Eddie Van Halen thing?
Yes, it is.
Can we rewind this whole video? I lost my stickers.
How do you lose them?
I cleaned I had to redo my entire workstation here. They're still in the pack. Well, no, they're not. I did an unboxing of those. So they're in the pack, but they're not unopened. I was going to put them on my car, but
yeah, I mean, they've been sitting up here in the pack ever since I got them. So I'm like, you know what? I got to put them somewhere. And this amp just has a perfect spot for them. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were showing me that yesterday or last night or on this or whatever.
Have either of you guys played a Kramer SM1? Nick Thompson wants to know. I have not played one, so I don't know anything about it.
I have not.
Friend of mine has texted me. A friend of mine that actually is in a Van Halen tribute band. He plays Michael Anthony.
Oh, so
he's sending me something cool. Well, that's cool.
Name dropping without dropping a name?
No. Yes. No, it's no. No, so, he's a good friend of mine.
See what Harry Evans paid for? He got the strap, case, and the guitar at Sweetwater for $13.88.
Wow.
Dude.
That's a great deal. That's a great deal.
Did he sweeten the deal? Did he send him some honey?
I think that was sweetening the deal.
I'm telling you, Sweetwater, man, if you call them, they'll give you a good deal on stuff. Don't ever accept the price online for any of that. Call them up and say, hey, What can you do with this price? And they'll cut it down for you.
Man. Yeah, I've not dealt with Sweetwater yet.
They're great.
But yeah, I keep hearing that. We actually know somebody that works over there. And,
Now batting.
yeah.
Now batting.
Huh? My
Number
echoing?
22.
Yeah,
I had an issue for
reverb having it.
I got a Superior Drummer 3 for Christmas.
Oh, cool.
The upgrade, because I had Superior Drummer 2. Well, I asked Santa for the new Bob Rock expansion for Superior Drummer 3 and the upgrade or cross grade from Superior Drummer 2 to Superior Drummer 3. And Santa just brought the Bob Rock expansion, which doesn't work with Superior 2. You need the upgrade. So I called him and explained everything. And, you know, usually you buy software and the second the code's generated, like, you can't return it, you know? So I explained to the guy and he's like, all right, cool. We'll contact TuneTrack, who makes Superior Drummer, and we'll get this code canceled and we'll give you the Superior Drummer 3. And it was awesome. They were super easy to work with. No issues at all. So
cool.
I like them.
Connor Johnson says, Dave Nesdall, why did Eddie wrap black duct tape around the top of his horn on the Frankie? I've seen a couple of pics of that. You guys want to answer that, or shall I?
First of all, let me say to Casey, I saw that. That's very cool. Very, very cool. And also, Zach Moon, what are the frets like on my Telecaster? It's my main guitar. Have ever had to have a refret? No, I have not. The frets are great. It's a Japanese Tele. And I got it used. You know, the guitar is actually from 1996. So what?
Connor Johnson says, Dave Nesdall, why did Eddie wrap black duct tape around the top horn of his Frankie? I've seen a couple of pics like that. Go ahead, Johnny. Tell him why. Go ahead. Tell him. Go ahead.
Why we think maybe?
Go ahead. Tell him.
I'm thinking he did that as part of like a strap lock system.
It's exactly what it was. He taped his strap down on it.
You see a lot of different on the Frankie throughout the years. You see a lot of different. Well, you see different everything. The guitar was always changing, and you actually see different strap locks on that guitar, and it looks like for a period, he wrapped the tape around the horn to help stable the strap. And so once he removed all that, that's why you see the two little bits of like goo sitting there, and that's what that is. That's remnants of the tape. That's right, Showman. It's thumb time. Leave a thumbs up. We got 60 people looking at us. 41 thumbs ups.
There you go.
Also, subscribe to the channel if you're just passing through. And I got to get all my announcements out, man. I'll be at the NAMM show, end of January. So if you guys want me to take a picture of something, film something, check something out, you know, whatever it is, let me know. Leave a comment in the description of the video, not in the chat box, but in the once we're done, or contact me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All my social media links are all in the description. So yes.
Dutchy 5150 asks, does the 5-watt version of the Yamaha amp, which is this, come with recording software? Yes, it does. I guess the benefit, well, not the benefit, but with this one, when you have it hooked up to this recording software, whatever it is, you can load up a bunch of different amp sounds and presets and download other people's, user amps. But once you unplug it from the recording software, it doesn't save anything on here. You know, you basically have, you know, these different amps to choose from. With the 10-watt version, you can save, I don't know how many, maybe 5 or 10 amps to your amp and have them, you know, on call.
Presets.
With this, yeah, presets, exactly. But with this one, you can't. But this thing's great, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do too.
That thing looks really cool, man.
It sounds good.
It looks great. It sounds much better with the 5150 stickers on it.
I like it.
Is that like blasphemy or something?
No, I
Did
just
I
like
do that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
R2, R3 locking nut. Johnny Beane, take a picture at the Kramer booth at NAMM. Ha ha, lol. Laughing face emoji. Yeah, as you guys know, Gibson will not be at the NAMM show, and so there'll be no Kramer. Although Gibson does have a pretty cool looking booth at the what is it? The show in Vegas? Was it the computer electronics? What is it?
CES? Yeah, whatever it is.
Is that what it, CES?
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw pictures of their booth there. It's huge. It's probably actually bigger than their NAMM.
Is there an earthquake where you are right now?
Me? Because of the shaking?
Oh yeah.
I think it's my Taco Bell belly hitting the table.
Taco Belly.
Taco Belly. Oh, that reminds me. Dave.
Yeah, really?
Real quick. Can you spell Taco Cat backwards?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay.
What
What else? Casey, Michael Anthony. He'll probably be at the NAMM show with Yamaha and with PV. I would think. Yeah, he usually signs in the like the Yamaha room where there's like everybody is in there signing, but usually he does like a presentation or just a special signing at PV. I've seen him there the past I don't know. He was there last year. I saw him last year. That's where I met Liquid Charlie. Right there in line waiting for Michael Anthony. And I think Mike was sick the previous year, so he wasn't there for a signing. And then I want to say the couple years before then I saw him. And Casey, search this channel here for just type in Michael Anthony and you'll come across some of the videos. I've actually talked to him on some of these videos before too. But Casey, man, you got some cool Michael Anthony stuff yourself, man.
Read that backwards. See it?
What?
No, not what I wrote.
Go hang a what?
Go hang a salami lasagna hog.
Huh? Read that backwards?
It's the exact same thing, forward and backwards.
I mean, man, I'm crazy. Dan, yeah, Anthony is with Schecter now, so maybe he's not with Yamaha.
Yeah, Mike Anthony's with Schecter.
Okay, well then he's in the Schecter room then.
Schecter damn near killed her.
Actually, Dan and Casey, it was a couple years ago. They actually had when he was with Yamaha, they had on display the Yamaha bass. You know the one from like what music video? Like Jump. The one from the Jump music video. They had that one on display there, and I missed it. I heard about it later on, and I was like, oh.
That's like his iconic. That's his Frankenstein.
It would have been cool. It would have been cool to see. Yeah. Although I did see his Rick. You know, the zebra stripe one, the one that you see in the Panama video. That bass is on display at the Hard Rock Cafe in Universal City. The Hard Rock where you see the huge Frankie outside, the huge one, and they also have an autographed Frankie Fender replica as well. Very cool.
Broken Chains has a good question. He says, Dave, when did EVH Wolfgang stop producing? Hang on. Chrome hardware. Seems like all their new ones have black Floyds and tuners. Well, that's true and not so true. This coming year, looks like all the guitars, or all the new ones at least, are going to have chrome hardware on it. But for a long time, they put the black hardware on the less expensive guitars because it was geared more towards heavy metal players who liked the black against all the darker colors, or against all the colors. It seems that the metal players like the black, so they had it geared towards the metal players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think
we've all talked, and I think for the most part, we prefer the chrome over the black.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think they're all cool, but I think that the whole metal 5150 thing is from the original amp. You know, a lot of metal guys really took to that amplifier, the original one,
big time. Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
But I think now EVH is realizing that not only metal players play their gear, like everybody plays the stuff. So I think that's why there's a lot of new colors now that aren't as metal looking.
Yeah, which is why I know we talked about this before, of like things we'd like to see EVH come out with, and like you just said, metal players have really, like, for the most part, most of the metal albums you hear, they use 5150s on a lot of them.
Yeah, if they're not using like a boogie rectifier, they're using 150.
Exactly. So it's still, I know it's Eddie's decision, but it's still kind of weird that he hasn't released a 7-string Wolfgang pickup, not a guitar, but just the pickup.
But he's never going to play one. So
I understand that.
Well, I can't say that he's never going to play one anyway. I mean, I would think he wouldn't play one, but you never know. He may. Never thought that he'd come out using a drill either after someone else did it, but he did.
Yeah. I remember that argument when that thing came out, Everyone's, Paul Gilbert, man. Come on.
Well, yeah, but Paul used it as a pick.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie used it as a noise.
Yeah.
Paul and Billy. They had the dueling drills.
Yep.
Racer X.
I hung out with them for an entire day, years ago. Yeah. See, like what I was telling you, Dave, Mark Taylor is just now talking about Starfleet. So he must be watching that portion of the video right now. We talked about that a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Mark? Can you hear me? He'll answer me like in half an hour.
10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Once we get off of here.
We got a question that we usually get every once in a while, and that we've talked about. 2K IRL, about he's getting his Wolfgang Standard tomorrow. Is there anything he should do to it? And he's a first-time Floyd user.
Where do you see that comment? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yo, my EVH Wolfgang Standard comes in tomorrow. Anything I should do to it? First-time Floyd Rose user.
Dave, where'd you see that? Oh, my first guitar, Floyd Rose, comes in tomorrow. I'm kidding. I'm hopped up on burritos, you guys.
Well, all I can say is if it's your first Floyd Rose, enjoy it the way it is. Don't change anything on it. Don't do anything to it. Enjoy it the way it is. Learn how to use it. And then once you decide if you love using a Floyd Rose, then think about doing some changes to it, like upgrading certain parts to it or whatever. But enjoy it the way it is if it's your first one. That's my suggestion.
I agree.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even. I don't know. Yeah, is it his first guitar or his first Floyd Rose guitar?
Floyd Rose guitar. He's a telly player.
Okay. Yeah. Use it. You know, learn how to use it. Basically, what these guys are saying. Yeah.
Stan Adams, I bet Eddie will play a 7-string on the new album.
Yeah, probably.
Well, you know,
it's when it's released in 2025. That's the punchline.
Well, you know, he has 7-string guitars. He has to. He has everything.
How do you know he has to? How do you know
has
that?
to.
He doesn't have to do anything. Then he must have one of those 8-string Ibanez's too. He's got to have.
He probably does.
Get out of here.
He's got everything. You know?
2K IRL says, well, how do those Wolfgang standards play? I'm coming from a Telecaster. Once you get them set up correctly, they play amazingly. That's all I'll say. Well, I'm going to say more than that. Sometimes out of a box, they play great. Sometimes they need setups, but that's with any guitar. You know, it's like, you know, when you go get an Armani suit, you don't just pick one off the rack and expect it to be perfect. You got to have it tailored for you. Everyone likes their guitars set up a certain way, and the way it comes from a factory or from, say, a guitar shop may not be the way you like it. So make sure it's set up great. Once it's set up great, I'm sure you're going to love it because they feel great when they're set up nicely. So there.
Back to the 7-string thing. I really don't want to see Eddie play a 7-string. I remember when Saint Anger came out from Metallica, and you know, videos of James Hetfield playing a 7-string, it just didn't look right or sound right, for that matter. You know.
Well, I think if Eddie decided to use one, that's fine. I'm not saying that he shouldn't or that would sound wrong. I just don't think he would. I don't think he's that guy.
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know. I mean, I've been wrong before, and Johnny has been right before. You never know. Another follow-up question from 2KIRL. Is it something I can set up at home, or do you think I should pay the $60 to get my local shop to do the setup? If you've never set up a guitar before, take it to your shop, your local shop, and have them do the setup. If you have a cheap guitar at home that you can work on doing setups yourself or practice, I suggest that, because it's not something that you're going to be able to do by yourself at first.
Definitely. Especially his first time working with a Floyd. I know it's not a floating Floyd, but still, it takes some practice and some getting used to and knowing how everything works. Like, I've sent my EVH, you know, my American one to Dave to set up because, you know, I've set up my own Ibanez guitars before, but I wanted to make sure it was right, and I sent it to Dave, and he crushed it in a good way.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Jay.
Johnny.
Look at this. It's not a 7-string, and this is not Eddie's guitar. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's not you. Look at this. What do you think of this?
Oh yeah, cool.
That's, yeah, you sent, didn't you show that to me last week or 2 weeks ago?
I don't know.
Show the headstock. Oh, there you go.
It's an Ibanez.
Yeah. So what would you call that? A Frankengem?
Oh, wait a second. Did who made that guitar? Did Roger Bowler make that guitar?
The ultimate VH guitar. That's what it says. Little Fighter's Solo. I've always wanted to do this song. I don't know. It's just a picture I came across.
So what would you dub that? The Gemenstein or a Frankengem?
A Franken RG, I would call it, because it only has one pickup in it. It's not a gem.
But it's got
there's another one.
It's got the handle. Looks like that handle's in a weird spot.
Yeah, this one looks like homemade, like somebody did that handle.
Yeah, I think Steve Vai, the gem is a little farther back.
Gemenstein?
Gemenstein, yeah, I like that. Or yeah. 5150 Fly Guy says lots of folks don't understand the non-float, so he needs to be clear on that. Well, usually if you have a Floyd, like a floating Floyd, you know, you can go down, you can go up. But with the hold on. With the Wolfgangs, you can only go down. The bridge rests inside on the body in the cavity. So you can only go down. You can't pull up. So it's actually, then they're easier to set up like that. So you don't have to worry about getting the tension, you know. Sorry, my brain isn't working right now.
No, you're right.
Coffee and Excedrin migraine tonight. Because I had a splitting headache before we started. And now it's like really, really kicking in.
Horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, way too much caffeine.
Thanks to Johnny Beane.
I'm surprised I'm in any condition at all today. What? Wait, there's a lot of Johnny Beans here. What? RMG 471. Hey man. Those are Ibanhads. R2 R3 says. The Ibanhad. Crummer. Remember that ad?
Yes.
Whose ad was that? Who or was it Kramer?
Was it Gibson? Gibson?
It was one of those where they had all the names, all other companies, and it was all like weird names.
Do you know anybody who sets these things up to float?
I don't know if anyone that sets them up to float, but I've seen a couple of them set up from the factory floating.
That's not good.
They can be set up.
Yeah, they can. But oh man.
Super Fuzz. No.
Nope.
If he does, it's going to be on Wednesday evening when they're setting up the booth before anyone gets there. If he does at all.
Mm-hmm. He didn't show up last time.
No, because I heard he was mad at Fender because he wanted to show up on a Saturday, and Fender said no. Fender said, this is what I was told. Fender said no to Eddie because it would cause so much of a ruckus that no one would be able to get any work done.
Sean Silas can do it. Oh yeah, he can.
That's who did my guitar.
He can set it up.
Man, a lot of stuff in here. $2K IRL. Are you getting it from Guitar Center? He said, so when I get it tomorrow, I'll plug it in at Guitar Center and try it out. And if it feels like anything is off or the action is too high, then I should turn it in. I mean, if you're buying it from Guitar Center and you're going to get it, I would think that they shouldn't they set it up? I mean, at least halfway decently. I wouldn't pay extra for the place I'm buying it from, especially if I'm going there to get it.
Well, I worked at Guitar Center for a long time. They're not obligated to do it. Mm-hmm. If the salesman wants to do it to make his sale, then he'll do it. Then, you know, I've always done that. You know, like if a customer said to me, listen, I'll buy this guitar if you set it up the way I want, of course I'm going to do it. But Guitar Center is not under any obligation to set a guitar up for anybody.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Podcast.
He's gone.
Yep.
Yeah, 2K IRL, I would just say, listen, I love the guitar. Just give it a once over, set it up real nice for me. I'm coming in today to get it.
Yeah, put new strings on it.
Call them ahead of time and say, I'm coming in today to get it. Can you make sure it's set up nicely for me? That's it. Because your salesperson doesn't get paid until that guitar leaves the store. Even though you paid for it, the salesperson doesn't get paid for that sale until you leave the store with it. So you still have them kind of by the balls.
Yeah, and ask for new strings, especially if it was on the wall or he said it's a used one. It was on the used wall. So yeah, I would definitely say, can you please put some new strings on it? You know, whatever gauge you use, and just do a quick setup, please. Oh, we don't do that. All right, well then I don't buy the guitar from you.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
63 people watching right now. Yeah, that's right, Ben Coombs. I'm in control right now. Johnny's gone. I could say what I want. He'll be eating dinner later, watching the video back, and he'll lose his stuff. Oh my God, he said balls.
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 Oh man.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah, R2, R3. Yeah, everyone should. Well, mastering the art of setting up guitars. I mean, not everybody can set them up like certain people, but at least that's why with the Ibanez guitars, you know, I brought them in to get set up, and the guy didn't understand the Ibanez Edge tremolo, you know, the low pro edge. So that's when I went on some forums and kind of, you know, read up on how to do it, and you just kind of figure out certain things, you know, and you get the feel for it. Yeah, so you should learn how to do certain things with it. Yes.
Bozique, he says, okay, I'll try this question read one more time. Jay, Dave Nesdal, or Johnny Beane, anyone of you know if EVH is making more hardtail Wolfgangs at any point? Seems they haven't made any lately. Well, other than Johnny Beane, nobody has them. Nobody buys them because people that buy Wolfgangs in general want a Floyd Rose. That doesn't mean to say that they haven't made any, because I still think they're making them. I just think that stores are buying Floyd Rose equipped ones.
Yeah.
Because it looks stores that have the hardtail ones tend to not sell them. But I believe they are making them.
Yeah, there's a Japanese one behind me. But I mean, I will not buy one with a hardtail.
Yes. Boy, Johnny must really have to go to the bathroom.
Well, he's had a lot of Mexican food the last 2 days, man. And he had a few soda pops last night when I was talking to him. The Vigilant. Does anyone string their Floyds with the ball ends at the tuning pegs? I never really liked the old school method. It depends on what strings they are. If you're using DR round cores, you have to do them a certain way, because if you do them that way, where you put the balls up top, you can actually screw up the string.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
5150 Fly Guy says, Dave, does anyone know how many of the 50-watt EL34s sold this holiday? They were marketed well, I feel. I agree with you. I think they were a hit. I think people love them. I think there were a lot sold. I don't have exact numbers, but I think there were a ton of them sold, and it's a great amplifier. I don't own one yet. Eventually I'll get one, but yeah, I think it's one of the cooler things that have come out so far.
Ben Coombs, this is an arch top. Yes.
Uh, 2K IRL. There will be strings on the guitar already. What we're saying is you should call them and let them know. Just let them know you're coming in to pick it up, and just tell them to make sure it's set up nicely. That's all. Make sure it's set up. It will have strings on it. It's not going to come in without strings on it. Can they just throw well, you can pay extra? They can. I don't think that it's very smart for them to say that, because they could lose the sale. But there's no guarantees. Your salesperson will either do it and make the money as you leave the store with it, or it's what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Chances are Guitar Center is not going to be terribly busy on a Thursday. So I would imagine that your salesperson will like to make the money he's about to make, and he'll do the work. If it was a Saturday, chances are the salesperson is going to say, go scratch your ass. It's a Saturday and I'm making money today. But on a Thursday, you're probably the money he's making.
Yeah, and I don't really see a problem, especially the fact that it is a used guitar. I mean, asking for a new set of strings on there, I really don't see an issue with that, But it's Guitar Center, so who knows?
Well, I do, because I worked for them for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you, because I haven't worked for them since 2008. But in my tenure there, I knew when it was busy, when it wasn't. I knew when you do what you have to do for a customer to make a sale happen. And I know when to walk a customer if you had to, which is really, you should never walk a customer. Mm-hmm. But if you have to walk a customer for some reason, like if a customer is being really too bossy or too adamant, or wants too much where it's not making you any more money, where it's not making you money, where you're losing money. Mm-hmm. If you're losing money, if the store's losing money, walk the customer.
Yeah.
But if that's your business for the day, and it's not a busy day, you do what you got to do. You should do that all the time, but
it's a great way to
2K IRL for what you're asking for. It's not that big of a deal. So I think your salesperson will accommodate you. I think that if he doesn't accommodate you, he's an idiot.
Yeah, you're not asking for too much. Dave, which FU tone blocks do you prefer? Mike Turner asks, the titanium or brass?
I have both. I'm a big fan of the brass. They're on most of my guitars. Mm-hmm. But I do like the titanium as well. I have that on one of my guitars, and it makes that guitar sound amazing. Where I had a brass on it before, and the guitar was like, meh, it was good, but not great. Where the titanium really made it
sing.
Yeah, much better. So it depends on the guitar, but I would say you're probably guaranteed to get a great sounding guitar with a brass block, but try the titanium too. It's a lot more expensive, but the brass should do it for you. If it doesn't, then try the titanium.
Also, how about these?
They're good too. Well, see, I don't generally put them in there for sound. The reason I do it is because after a while, those blocks, the original ones,
the original ones,
they break and they get dented. Those titanium ones don't. Neither. They don't. They never break. They do sound a little bit different, but not enough for me to go, oh my God, I gotta for the sound. No, it's really just for so they don't break.
Ball
Hey,
caps.
Johnny.
I said balls several times.
I know. I heard about it. Ernie Ball. You can say Ernie Ball. That's
Ernie
fine.
Balls. Ernie Balls.
Ernie Balls.
Balls. Drink. It's good coffee.
Hey, Jaden James. Jaden James, I'll see you at the NAMM show, man. Yes. And I'll post the picture of us this time. I promise. The selfie. I don't
Are you
think
gonna
I
wear
ever,
your red pants?
I don't think I ever did. The red pants?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Are you wearing it today?
No.
You got to
No,
get Eddie's coveralls. The red with the stripes on them. You got to wear the coveralls with no shirt on.
No, I'd like to see him in the pink women and children first called coveralls. The onesie.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to see him in the outfit that David Lee Roth wears?
No.
Or wore in Yankee Rose?
Are you guys talking about me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think I want to see Johnny in anything.
You don't want
That's not to say. That's not to say I want to see him in nothing.
You want to see me do the splits and chaps? Is that? Remember that?
Hey Dave, do you still have your black cowboy hat?
I've got all my cowboy hats.
That thing looked cool, man. I was stalking your Facebook page the other night.
I've got all my cowboy hats.
I was like, who is this?
It's called creeping.
Cool looking dude.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Playing a Les Paul or playing a Strat, whichever.
Well, Desiree's from Texas.
Yeah.
She's not like, hey, bust out the cowboy hats.
She rides the horse a lot. Yep.
Huh?
Oh man. 2K, man, all you can do is ask and see what they say, you know? But like we said, I don't see that big of an issue. You're not asking them to, you know, take the guitar apart, clean it, you know, do all this extra stuff. I mean, yeah, just see what they say.
Yeah, 2K, for like I said, your salesperson did not get paid for, even though you paid for the guitar, your salesperson doesn't get the money in his pocket until you leave the store with the guitar. So the sale is still ongoing until you leave with the guitar. He doesn't get paid, so it's in his best interest to make sure he does the job for you.
Mm-hmm. Look at this. You guys are Howie, you just went out. I know he's kidding because that's where I was. He was out there doing number ones and number twos. I found this in my toolbox.
Toolbox.
I would have got this. I would have got this. Would have been in 1992. I got this right here. If you can see.
Yeah.
You know, it's a Guitar Center business card from 1992 when they used to be in Berkeley, California. You know, but look at the back. Look what it says on the back. Can you read it? Can you read? Anybody read that?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of.
We're trying to be quiet so we don't, you know.
Yeah, that's the Music Man, correct?
It says Van Halen Music Man list 1750 comes with free gig bag. So this guy was trying to sell me a Van Halen Ernie Ball back in 92. And this is before I got the one that I have.
You got to call up and say, hey, you quoted me this price.
Oh, yeah. Okay, free bag, 1750. Okay, I'll do it.
Yep.
I'll do that. Ken, I can't even read his name.
Ken's now probably the store manager of that store.
Oh, that store doesn't exist. That store was, the store was gone decades ago. No, the Guitar Center in Berkeley, they moved to El Cerrito, and then from there they moved to Emeryville, which is where they're at right now. It's a pretty good store. Pretty cool. You know, they actually had a used USA Wolfgang in there the last time I was in there.
How much?
Oh, I don't remember. I know I took pictures of it. It probably got a photo that I posted.
2K IRL. If that's what the employee said at Guitar Center, then they're just trying to squeeze more money out of you. I would just go there that day and say, set this guitar up, you know, or I'm not leaving with it. Give me my money back.
Well, back in the day, they didn't have a repair section. Now Guitar Centers, they all do.
I understand that, but that's a different story. This is in order to make a sale. The salesperson should set the guitar up to make that sale right, not charge the customer an extra $70.
$70. I mean, come on.
Oh, that's crazy. No, you turn around and say no thanks.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll go get it somewhere else.
You know, or tell them, you know, where I live, there's a Guitar Center every well, the closest one is
like a McDonald's.
Well, the closest one is in San Jose for me here. It's like 45 minutes away, you know, with no traffic. But you know, once I get to San Jose, there's a Guitar Center in every other town next to me. So you just threaten, oh, well, I'll go over to the next Guitar Center next town over.
It's not like those guitars are hard to find. You know what I mean?
Which one is it?
It's it's a Wolfgang Standard with a Floyd. That's what I'm saying. It's not like it's a rare guitar and they're the only place in town that or only place anywhere that has them. I mean, unless you're getting a super steal on the thing and they're like, listen, you know, play hardball with them at this point.
Yeah, 2K. I don't care if the tech works on separate commission or not. They're making a sale on that guitar. At the point of sale, it's up to the salesperson to make sure the guitar is set up and that you're happy with it. You know, you need to be happy with the guitar. They can't just send you out of the store with a guitar that's not playing correctly just to make the sale. And they can't charge you to set it up correctly. That the guitar needs to leave the store correctly set up at the point of sale. If you were to come back a week later and say, I don't like it, I don't like the way it's set up, then that's your problem. You need to you'll get charged to do it. But when you're buying the guitar and you're leaving the store with the guitar for the first time, your salesperson should make sure the guitar is perfect or as close to perfect as it can be. That's on the store, not on you.
Well,
fight for that.
Maybe they would set it up if you threaten to bring it back and say it's the setup. That's why you're like, why are you returning it? Oh, it's not set up right. Maybe then they would take it over to the tech and do it right on the spot. Maybe. But the thing is, most of the Wolfgang standards, they get played. And, you know, every Guitar Center I walk into, the setups are always, you know, a little. Yeah,
I'm sure the strings are real old too.
And that's most of the guitars at Guitar Center. That's how they are, because they get jammed on.
Yeah,
you know,
because that's the thing too. You want to make sure the guitar, like if it's not set up properly, and then you get it set up, and they find something wrong with it, you know, like, oh, this neck is something wrong with it, or it needs to be. You want to know that from the get-go. That's why you want it set up properly, so you know that everything's okay with it.
I could see some kid dropping a guitar on some Saturday, you know, afternoon, and then somebody walking in not really knowing anything about truss rods, and you buy the guitar and get it home and realize something's busted, take it back, and they would say, how can you prove that it was like that when you left? Because most of those guys, you know, hate to say it, but most of those guys at Guitar Center, they don't even know how to play guitar. Truthfully, you know.
Right.
They're sales guys.
Absolutely. And
so
2K says
the guitar yet.
2K says, yeah, this is all, of course, assuming that the guitar is set up like trash. it could be very well that I go grab it and it's playing well and okay. So he doesn't know. But make sure that you don't pay for a setup if it needs one. Make sure that the salesperson does it for you. That's the bottom line. When you're buying a guitar and you leave the store for the first time, it should be set up correctly by the salesperson. And if he doesn't have the time to do it, he should tell you to come back.
Yeah,
during
the
the
tech's
week
going to do
when
it.
he
But
has
we can't,
time.
yeah, exactly. The tech we'll do it for you, but the tech isn't available to do it until, see you next Thursday. Anybody get that?
Yes, we all did.
Thank you.
I did.
Before it left your mouth.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So what about like say like not like a $99 guitar? Let's say a used guitar. You get those used guitars.
Well,
in there
that was
that
his guitar was used. This
okay.
he's
Like
buying
the
is
strings
used.
are rusted. The strings are this kind of smell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. In that case, I would expect it to be cleaned up, restrung, set up.
Yeah, he said he's paying $200 for it, but still, it has nothing to do with it.
I would think no matter what it is, no matter what you get from a store, especially a place like Guitar Center, because they already have kind of around a lot of musicians, they already have kind of a bad rap.
Yes.
For the way whatever, but and I love Guitar Center. I do, but it gets old. You walk in there and some kid, comes up to you, hey man, you want to try that out? And then they go and they plug it in. They're shredding for like 10 minutes.
You're 100% right.
That's happened so many times to me. And not only that, it's the opposite, 9 times out of 10, they don't even know anything about the guitar. They don't even know. There's been times I've pointed out things like, oh, this is broken on this guitar here. Oh, it is? Oh, I don't even play guitar. Let me call Bob in here. Or Bill.
Oh, he had the same issue with somebody, the tech there, installing his pickups out of phase. Like you, Johnny. Maybe it was the same guy.
That happened to me. Yeah, I had a guitar set up at it was more like a mom and pop place, but like a real ritzy place where you can't touch anything and very expensive place. Yeah, the setup was great, but the pickups were out of phase. They weren't right, and they tried telling me, yeah, it's right. That's how it is. And I'm like, listen to this. I'm like banging on the poles with an Allen wrench. Like I can hear the bottom one, the top one. I'm like, I can't hear it. And the guy actually said to me, "Who do you think you are, Eddie Van Halen?" He actually said that to me. And from then on, I'm like, I don't like this dude, man.
No, that's a great way to lose a customer.
Yeah. Man, the egos in those places.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. Yeah, no one is worth all that. No guitar is worth all that hassle. You can get it at the store right across the street with no hassle.
Well, not always. There's special.
You can. You really can. Maybe not if you're in a small neighborhood, but there are so many guitars out there. You can get an EVH guitar wherever, you can go anywhere and get an EVH guitar.
Except in Myrtle Beach.
Well,
your place.
Yeah.
Are you the only guy in town that has those?
I might be.
I don't know.
I'm shocked if I see somebody wearing a Van Halen shirt around here. Santa Cruz? That's not the scene here at all,
Well, it's because you're in the Bay.
What?
No,
Santa Cruz, no. Santa Cruz, it's not a rock, not even like a rock area at all. Huh? What? Bozique. I was telling Jay. I'm like, you should change your name. Remember that?
Yeah.
Or hey, if you did a Van Halen tribute, there you go.
Van Halen, yeah, it's
That's
perfect.
the perfect name.
It's funny because my brother, when I was growing up, he played drums, and we talked about that. Like when I first started playing guitar, he's like, "Man, we got to start a band, Van Halen. It's perfect." And me and Jeannie have discussed before we had Ellie. I was like, "Man, if we have a son, should we name him Edward Van Halen?" But that didn't happen, obviously.
Well, you guys are young.
One is hard enough, man.
Come on, go downstairs and start. All right, Jeannie.
There it is.
It's in capital.
Yep.
Capital letters.
No.
That's cool though, man. Van Halen. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, you can always change the one you got.
What? Put a stem on the apple?
Yeah, you can just hold her nose and blow into the mouth really hard.
What?
I tried to put her back in the oven when she was born, and just but that was a whole Bill Cosby skit. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you guys even say Bill Cosby around here?
It looks like you forgot to put the M on the apple, the stem on the apple.
Yeah. Hey, son. Yep.
What's that you got there, son?
Yep. How easy to switch the front pickup around on an Ernie Ball Music Man EVH, and what will it do? Casey Dixon asks. Does he mean swapping the pickups?
No, I think he means just turning it around.
Flipping them?
Just unscrew it and screw it, turn it around, screw it back in. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
What'll it do?
There's an actual scientific reason for that, and I have it. If you just give me, how can I find that?
We lost 25 viewers when your nose was in your phone earlier, so hurry up.
Oh, there's an actual reason why he did that, Casey. I did it when I first saw a magazine with when Eddie first did it, just because he did it,
Yeah, we all did.
All these years. Well, some people never even noticed it. Some of these guys I've been like, wow, I never even noticed it was flipped around. But you'll notice every guitar since, the PV and the EVH, they're all like that stock. But yeah, there's an actual reason for that. From the actual guy who actually probably did it himself. And I have. Oh, how would I find that? Where?
Can you hear a little EVH crying down there?
Ben Coombs says Peter Green did it too. Yes, Peter Green changed the pickup in his 59, but it was also wired differently. It wasn't just the pickup turned around. It was different wiring so that in the middle position you got an out of phase sound. It was in the wiring as well, not just the pickup movement.
Yeah, I have the actual explanation for that, but
I can't find it.
Maybe I'll have to find it, and if you guys remind me about it next time, or we can do a special report on that.
Best way to remove metal dust from pickups, I would say contact air. Like the air in a can.
Mm-hmm. See you, Bozique.
Take care, Bozique.
Bye, Bozique.
See you later, Connor. Oh, Connor's not leaving.
Sarah Connor. I have a feeling we like a lot of the same stuff, man.
Why do you think I asked you if you wanted to, if you would be cool with having us as neighbors?
I think our girls would be they'd kind of get lonely because we'd be hanging out with each other too often.
It's so much fun.
Yep. I remember one of the first chats I was in when the ding was going on, and I wrote, "Stop that!"
Okay.
And you started cracking up. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Ooh, Andrew Emery for the metal dust on the pickups lifted off with a bit of masking tape. It's a great idea
It's a
too.
good idea too. Andrew, good idea.
Yep.
62 people watching right now. It is now 10:10 on the East Coast. 47
Wow.
thumbs ups.
That's like 2 hours, right?
Yep, 7 people with
7.
not a clue.
Oh man. So when did Eddie switch his pickup around?
In like 93.
And what would you say it did to the tone?
It made it more pleasing to my ear. I think the middle pickup sound, the middle sound was a bit cleaner sounding, a little bit brighter, a bit cleaner, not tapped, but a bit cleaner and a bit brighter. I like it. I like the clean sound.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll have to find it, but I have the actual explanation for it. I know I've read it on one of these things before, but I couldn't tell you which one. But I'll find it. Send me drop a comment down below after we're done. Reminded me to find that, and I'll find it. So what? Are we?
Timothy Pierce just got here.
Hello, Timothy.
Hey, man.
51 thumbs ups.
Wow. 61
thumbs downs.
Viewers. Wolfgang Wednesday. Look at that. Why is it? Oh, my chair is hitting the
Wabo Wednesday.
That's how I feel, man.
Wobbly.
Yeah.
It's time to go to sleep. I did a lot of work today.
See you, Stan. He's going to play some guitar, and then it's bedtime.
All right, Stan.
See you, Stan.
Oh, so thumbs downs are now Crystal Pepsis?
Well, they've been
Crystal Pepsis.
Yeah.
That's actually really funny.
Where is Brian? Dave? Has he been around?
Sure. Not sure.
He's the guy who came up with that.
Oh.
He's the guy. If you would see a guy in the chat making all these jokes about those, that's Brian.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, he's been at Dave's many times on these videos.
Yeah.
I want to go to Dave.
Been a friend of mine since the early 90s.
Cool.
I want to go to Dave's house.
But you don't ever want to come to New York.
No, I really don't.
How you gonna
The second we come in to land at LaGuardia, I'm like, oh, there it is. Instant anxiety.
Well, if you and Jeannie want to come up, all you got to do is land in LaGuardia, and I'll come pick you up, and you won't have to worry about the anxiety.
You would do that?
Of course.
All right, we'll be there tomorrow.
All right. I've got nothing to do.
Jeannie misses New York. I don't.
I got a lot of guitars here. You could play.
I know, man. I've already. I was talking to Johnny about. I think I told you guys this, but ever since I started watching you guys, now I'm buying guitars, buying music stuff again.
Well, it's got to start somewhere.
We'll be starting having a second mortgage soon.
I've got a lot of these. I've got a lot of these. These things. Got a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're here for the playing.
Dude, Dave, you really got to paint that wall behind you. That would be awesome.
Well, maybe when you come here, we can paint it together.
No.
Oh. See, I would love to do it in here, except these houses finish on walls.
What? Just say that again. Pachipacopos?
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah. Achipachipacopos.
They have that orange peel finish on the walls here. Like all the houses down here, that's how they build them to hide the imperfections, you know?
Well, I got a lot of those in my house too.
Yeah, but you wouldn't notice it if they did the orange peel finish. So if I tried striping the walls in here, they would totally like run down in the gaps and stuff. So it wouldn't really work.
Orange peel finish?
Sorry?
Orange peel finish? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, hold on.
Where you look at the wall and you can see like all kind, like it looks like a map.
Yeah, I'll show you. Can you see that? See that stupid finish on that?
Yeah, it's an orange peel. Yeah.
Yeah. Terrible.
Terrible. That's terrible.
Terrible.
Timothy Pierce, yes, you should swing by my house too. Oh, Timothy, you haven't seen this guitar. This was my Christmas gift from my wonderful girlfriend. It's a 86 Pacer Deluxe. Beautiful guitar.
But it's not blue.
It's not. It's green. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I spoke to George Felice the other day, and I asked him questions about this. And he said that the reason why it looks the way it looks is because it didn't have UV in the paint. So back in the 80s, they didn't spray for the UV, so it changes color. It fades. It fades with time, but in the video, like on a camera, it still looks like the original color, but to the eyes, it fades. So there you go. It still looks like the color it originally was when you look at it on camera. But when you're looking at it in person, it looks green.
And so the fact that you're wearing a blue shirt, you would think that you would see the difference. Like when you hold something blue,
you can't see the difference.
It still looks blue. That's what I'm saying. Usually, if it had like more of a green hue to it, you would think that if you have something blue behind it or next to it, you would see the contrast. Like, oh yeah, it is green. But on the camera, you can't. It looks blue.
Yeah, it does. But when you see it, you're gonna be like, I can't believe that's the same guitar. You're gonna see it if you come and you look at this guitar. You're gonna be like, no, you painted that.
Yeah.
But no, it's the same guitar, and it's absolutely green.
Does this look blue to you guys?
Yes.
That guitar is backwards.
Does Joe even know that his logo is backwards?
Well, it's purple, right? Is that purple or is that blue?
No, it's blue. Does it look blue?
Well, it has a bluish tint to it.
Now everything behind you looks really green.
Yeah, I know.
What the heck is going on?
I know.
That's a terrible fart you just laid in there for your whole room.
Oh my God. And it smells.
Gross. Yeah, this is my Sharpie holder is what this is. Thanks again, Joe Wentz.
Timothy Pierce says it looks like Red Beach's guitar, Kramer from the first CD. Yes, Red Beach's was an 87. This is an 86. Rebs had the a larger Kramer decal on his, and he had EMG pickups in his, but it's the same guitar.
Ben Coombs, I think we all need to make a pilgrimage to Dave Nesdall's place.
Well, you guys just let me know when you're coming because the door's open.
EVH Con. that the Nesdal Casa de Nesdal. How would you say that?
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Maybe we should Google David Nesdal Khan and see what comes up.
Nesdal Khan.
Easy does it there, Ed McMahon.
Khan.
Like me on eBay, I got conned.
Con!
Brian Davies is here.
Hey, Brian.
Yo, Brian. I was going to say Billy Sheehan is here too, but it's Billy Shelton.
Oh,
Hey, Billy. So what? You guys are still?
No, I'm good when you're good.
yeah. If you want to go, man.
You're cutting into Star Trek time.
Oh. It's getting harder and harder now, Dave, for me to go see Last Jedi, man. A third time.
Yeah.
It's getting tougher.
It's
getting tougher.
Because that movie sucks.
Jay, you better you got to watch, Force Awakens on video and then
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
And stop there. Watch Force Awakens and don't watch any more of them.
Then quit. We got people coming in now. Quentin James is here now.
51 people here now. 51.
Hey, man.
51.
Hey, Quentin. Chris, I left when I'm back. What would happen if I left?
You did before.
Can we try that? Without signing off? Let me try leaving and see.
It's a 5-minute warning.
Yeah, I know. Although then I couldn't get back in and you guys would totally say balls nonstop or something, But no, I'm trying. I think about seeing that movie again. I know I'll see it one more time in the big screen because it's Star Wars. You have to.
Better hurry up then.
You have to. But the more I think about it,
the less, unless you like it.
Thumbnail, literally thumbnail.
Me biting my thumb.
Well, the thumbnail you chose for yesterday's video with me opening the guitar with all the peanuts falling out of it. Oh man,
that was
cool.
See you
later, Casey.
Hey, bye, Casey. Yeah, Casey rocks, man.
So he's gonna swap out. The front pickup. He's gonna switch it. Cool. Let us know what happens.
You hear that?
You hear that?
Yeah. Sounds like a cat.
Oh man.
It's a Van Hanen.
It's a Vi Hanen. Speaking of balls.
What is that?
Little DR stress ball.
Oh. Is it signed by Eddie Van Hanen?
I can do that.
Don't bolts still here. Show could be deleted. Could?
Should.
Yeah. Might have to do some heavy editing tonight. So we're gonna lose
an episode of just all balls.
We're gonna lose all the views that we got. So I have to edit Dave totally out of this one tonight.
No, just make an edit of all the times we say balls and the bag of chips from the very beginning.
It's a bag of balls. Ball chips.
Ooh. What?
The Vigilant likes it.
Yes. Gold, Jerry.
Oh,
Oh, Superfuzz said, Jay, tell your rep I tried some Veritas strings and his Guitar Center has them reduced to $5.99.
Ooh, I'm telling.
What'd you think of them? They feel a little tighter than, like, I put a set of 46s on, and they feel a little bit tighter than a normal set of 46s. Did you feel the same way? Let me know. They sound really good.
Good so fair.
What?
He said good so far.
good so fair, he says.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody mentioned before about the Dario NYXLs.
Yeah.
I've heard those were like really, really good strings.
They're great strings. Yes.
They're expensive, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're very good.
I've got a pack of those that I bought like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and I've never used them. I still have them. I just can't, if the strings are as good as they say they are, I don't know what guitar to put them on.
How about the one that you're using?
Well, I forget what gauge they are. They might.
That's why I order a set for each guitar. Like I just ordered 2 different sets from DR the other day, and I got 2 sets of each, so I know I'll put them on each guitar. That's why, like what you're talking about. You have one set of those. You don't know what guitar to put it on.
Mm-hmm.
This way, I won't have that problem. Max T, what didn't you like about the NYXLs?
Actually, maybe you guys know. I think I have the ones with they're black with the orange. Are those those be 10s? Those be 10s? Okay.
Those be 10s.
Those be 10s? Okay. I've got a set of 10s of those, which I guess I would put on the telly, I guess.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Do they sound better than balls?
Those be 10s. Yo.
I will tell you that I have Veritas strings on the USA Wolfgang. And as soon as you put them on and tune them up, they say not to stretch them, the DRs. They say do not stretch them. And those things stay in tune. As soon as they got up to pitch, I barely had to, after playing them for a little while. I don't even have the clamps on right now on that thing. And that guitar is staying in tune like a son of a gun.
You don't have it clamped?
Nope.
Oh, I'm telling.
Well, I showed Johnny last night. I might as well show you now.
Oh no! What did you do?
Well, I'm gonna show you.
I'm a mama. What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. But
what are you doing?
It's my exercise for the evening. Oh, is this normal? See the high E groove in that nut, or the
yeah. So what?
There's no string there.
So what?
Well, it's like not rotting out, but like you could see the. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's fine, dude.
That's fine.
Yes.
It's happening in the high B as well. That's not happening in my other guitars.
Well, I mean, it's just it's the plating. It's not anything else but the plating. Don't worry about it. Does your guitar stay in tune?
Yeah, but so
does your guitar stay in tune? Yes.
With these strings, yeah.
Well, you're being a little crazy. It's fun.
I know. That's how I am. Oh, man, this string gets caught on these frets.
Yeah, it sucks. Yep, that sucks.
Yeah, where'd Johnny go now?
Who knows?
Such a perfectionist. Yeah, right, Jeannie. I just like getting things that are good to go.
Yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, these strings stay in tune, man. Yeah, how much are the NYXLs compared to a normal set of D'Addario's?
I think they're like $9.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, Ben Coombs said he tried them but didn't think they were worth the extra cost.
Well, it depends on how often you change your strings.
Yeah.
You know, just because see, I change my strings often because even though they don't get rusty, the frets leave indents, you know, after a while, and they just don't intonate anymore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whether the strings, you know, stay alive or not is one thing, you know, but they're all going to get dented. And once they get dented, that's, you know, you need to change them. And for, you know, $10 a pack, I'd rather change them. I'd rather change a $2 pack of strings than a $10 pack of strings.
Mm-hmm. Jay, here's a Floyd nut that I have. I just happen to have sitting over there.
Yeah, cover your face.
Can you
And lower the there it is. Lower the nut.
Wait a minute.
Lower your nut. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you can see the grooves in there. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's a gold Floyd.
There it is.
R2. It's a real one. A real gold one.
Yeah, I used to have this on my my red Kramer years ago. Red and the gold.
So what do you say?
Beardcast.
What do you guys say? What do you guys say? It's 10:30.
Yeah, it's
time to go.
For a video that's getting deleted.
Better not.
We got to stay on as long as we can.
No, you shouldn't delete this video. It's a good video.
All right. We're out of here, I guess. I swore I thought today was Thursday when I woke up.
You thought you slept through
Yeah.
Cabo Wabo Wednesday?
I almost wished I would have, but I didn't. Did not. Intermission. Yeah, Jeannie. You guys want to take an intermission? I don't have the card. I can't. We're not using that. I can't. All right. Jaden James. Dutchy 5150, 50 Fly Guy, Super Fuzz, Andrew Emery, Ben Combs. Everybody say bye so I can read your name off. Quick. Shout out. David Ennis, R2, R3 Locky Nut, Purse 46, 7/8. Chris Hagestead, Purse 46.
You guys having anybody on Friday?
The Vigilant.
You, I think, right?
I don't know if I can.
Oh, okay.
It'll be Dave sitting here with a bag of chips.
And a set of balls.
Scott_T.
All right, well, let's go, guys. Wrap it up. It's a wrap.
Desiree's telling you to wrap it up. All right, Dan.
I get blamed for everything.
Huh?
I wasn't even in here and I get blamed.
Oh. I get blamed nonstop for everything. Greg Walker. Tone bolts. All right, you guys. See you guys later. Larry, thank you very much, man. Yeah, the Japanese Wolfgang standards, they're pretty awesome. Or specials.
Do you have one you want to get rid of, Larry?
Yeah, I was gonna say they're all the best for the best bang for the buck except Jay's.
Yeah.
Looks like Jay got banged for his buck.
I got bucked for my bang. The Hucklebuck.
All right, you guys. We're stalling, but
Yeah.
all right. Again, subscribe to the channel if you thought any of this was interesting at all. Leave a thumbs up. And again, I'll be at the NAMM show later this month. So leave me questions, comments, whatever, everywhere. And yes. All right, Jay, good to see you, man. I was going to tell you guys something.
I was checking something else. Yeah, good to see you guys too.
I was going to tell, once we hang up, I was going to tell you guys something, but I can't remember what it was. Dave, I like your shirt.
Thank you. See you later. See you Friday. I know we have the same coordinator.
Yeah.
You and I.
Yeah. Mine has scissors on it, if you really look.
Oh, no kidding.
Pair of scissors. Yeah.
Who's Paris Scissors?
Paris? You get,
yeah, who's Paris Scissors?
You don't stay at the Scissors hotels? The Scissors? That's where I'm in LA. I'm staying at the Scissors.
The Scissors Sisters?
Paris
Scissors.
All right, we're out of here.
All right, we're going.
See you later, everyone. See you Friday.
And we're done. Man, what'd you guys think? Was that?
I thought it was a good video.
That was crazy.
Still says live on my end.
Oh, well, okay. Jay just ruined it.
Still says
all right.
live here too.
Yeah, you just ruined it. All right, we'll see you guys.
What were
the
you
after show?
Expecting us to? Oh yeah, let's go live
show.
again for the after show.
Where we act like we're not on, but they're still watching this and they're giggling because they don't think we can't see them.
And we drop F-bombs all over the place.
Oh, fudge. All right, this time for real. You hang up first. See you guys. Johnny Bean dot. I don't know.
Balls.
Something.
Dot.
Oh, my head.
Dot.
That probably is an extension though. It actually it probably is. All right, see you guys. Bye.